CX-3 battery disconnected for spark plug change. I'm gonna get the cover off. I do have the battery disconnected. That was an 11mm socket to pull the negative cable off first and then the positive. Also, I already took off this cover, which basically it just snaps off if you pull it gently on around the edges. And I also cleaned around the coil and the spark plug. I read that you're going to depress this clip right here and pull these connectors off very gently because supposedly they will break. You need a really narrow screwdriver. It's got to go down in the little tiny little opening between the coil and the connector. You push down and push and pull. It comes right off. I'm kind of cleaning these off. I'm not even going to use these again, but you just push down and pull. Push and pull. They're a little tough. Kind of a weird angle to get it pulling. Then supposedly you make sure these don't go out of order, but they're kind of impossible to get out of order, so I don't think that's an issue. You do need an 8mm socket to get the coil packs unscrewed. I'm just going to get them untightened with a socket wrench. Now you should be able to pull the coil packs out, and there they are. I'm going to replace these because I thought if I'm going to do this work, I might as well. So I don't know if they need it or not. They're kind of expensive. I think I paid 50 bucks a piece. Thing none of these videos do is give you a good look at the top of the, how far exactly is that spark plug down in there. Let's see if I can get this down in here to show you. I can see it. It's not terribly far. I bought this 14mm swivel magnetic spark plug wrench off of Amazon for like, I don't know, 12 bucks maybe, to get my spark plugs out of the hole. And so, remember, lefty loosey, righty tighty. So you're trying to unscrew it to the left, not tighten it to the right, just the basic stuff. So I'm not gonna lie, I had a bit of a panic moment because it didn't seem like it was turning very well. And I took the socket wrench off and just did by hand, like a screwdriver, because I know lefty loosey, righty tighty. But I'm gonna play around with the socket wrench and make sure I'm actually loosening it versus tightening it, because you don't want to tighten it. You might strip the threads, and that looks pretty bad really when you look at it. I'm going to show you the package. This is NGK Laser Iridium Premium spark plugs. So it's interesting, I've got the old spark plug and the new one, and that's the original Mazda plug. It's pretty fouled, dirty. And this one is the new one. And I'm going to try to find a gap tool. These are supposed to be pre-gapped. They look the same. Well, that's far overdue from being changed. This is going to, as always, take me a lot longer than normal people because I'm doing it for the first time. But I got this little gap tool, and I know these are supposed to be pre-gapped, but I'm going to check the old one. And the way you use this is you fit the spark plug on here, on the edge, and you just slide it until you get it to where it stops. And it looks like the old gap is around point, if you can see that or not, but it's around 0.41 to 42. It's supposed to be 0.044, but apparently the factory ones aren't even gapped at that. So when I put the new one in there, I'm trying to show you, So when I put the new one, so I put it on here where it's skinny, and then I slide it along till it stops. And that's right about the same, really. I mean, it's right around 0.041. I'm going to put this in the socket. So it's magnetic, which is really cool because it just sticks in there. And then I think you have to be really careful when you put it in the hole. Make sure you don't bend the tip of it or drop it. So I'm going to go back over here, put it back in the hole. And then also, I think you want to be really careful to make sure, I've misthreaded stuff before. Make sure it's going in gently and you're not having to force it. So now I'm going to play with this a little bit because I want to make sure my socket wrench is actually going the right direction. So if I go like this, I can feel my wrench is actually turning left. Like when so what you want to do is push the socket handle the other way, the little button, and hold on to the wrench, and you can tell it's going to the right. So it'll be righty-tighty. Now, I am only going to hand tighten these, and then I'm going to get like a torque wrench. And I'm going to look up how much torque I have to have on those. So that's hand tight right there. And I'm just going to hit my button on my socket wrench again. And now I'm going left so I can get my second spark plug out. So once you've got it set on there, it just broke free. It's making a little bit of noise, which is what scared me the first time. I thought I was maybe not doing it right. And yep, there we go. Spark plug number 2. Pretty dirty, just like the other one. So this third one, I'm not gonna lie, it gave me a little scare because it almost feels like somebody else had cross-threaded it. It was a little tough to get started, and maybe that's why people say you use anti-seize on the spark plugs. So I just read that the NGK spark plugs, this silver finish, is actually some sort of coating, trivalent something or another, that keeps the threads from seizing up. And the problem with using anti-seize is it can cause you to torque 20% more than you need, which can cause problems with your engine block later. So no anti-seize. That's what NGK says, and that's my spark plugs. And this is, to me, the scariest part because I feel like these are on here really good. So hold your wrench at the top there and just push until you break the seal. So as I told you, I'm also replacing the coils, which maybe I don't need to, probably, but I looked for an upper level coil, United Automotive. I didn't buy the cheapest ones, so I like to compare them just to make sure they look, pretty close. The old ones, yeah, they feel about the same, but they do look pretty much the same. Doesn't look like a whole lot of difference there. Okay, so this is a torque wrench, and maybe I can take some pictures so you can see it, but there's numbers, and the lines meet one line in the middle, and the line that meets the line in the middle, if you put this thing on 0, of course all of these may be different, electric one would probably be better. If you put the 0 right there, I'm on 10 foot-pounds. I just found something that Sky Active engines need to be torqued from 12 to 14, but I'm a little scared that I might go over, so I'm going to stay under. If I turn this to 1, then it is 1 above 10, which is 11. So what I am told is if you turn this gently with one hand, it will click when you hit that amount. Same thing, you want to make sure that little flip is the right way. If you want to tighten something, it's going to go, make sure it's turning to the right with your hand. Get it seated on here. Oh, there it went, just dropped if you saw that. No, you can't see very much, but so I'm going to try to turn it gently with one hand. It's a little hard with that angled socket. Working. Oh, shoot. Also, no click. I've gotten no click so far. And of course, these were really hard to get off, so maybe it is a lot harder than I think it. I'm just really freaking out because there's no. I set the torque to 5 because I thought if I do it at 5 and I don't get the click, I actually lose. Oh, there it went. Did you see that? It just kind of clicked. So if I gradually ramp it up to 10 by turning the little handle, now I feel a lot more comfortable because I felt it click, so I know what it feels. Oh, there it went. And I'm not doing it wrong. There's actually a significant little give in the handle when you hit the number that you're aiming for. You just gotta do it gently, I guess. But that helped a lot just to set it down to 5, so I'm glad I didn't have to get help on that. I felt a lot more comfortable setting it down to 5 because it clicked right away. And it just feels really... Oh, there it went. Use this stuff, silicone dielectric compound. Put a little bit right here, and just a little squirt, and I'm just gonna rub it around like that. I think that should be okay, I hope. Just a little bit on the end. Close that up. So now we're just gonna go in reverse. So here we are, different angle. Now we're going in reverse, but I actually said I wasn't going to clean this, and here I am cleaning. This is going to be very clean compared to what it was before because I can't stand having all this dirt in here. Now I'm going in reverse. These, they kind of go in like that, and then they fall into the hole. And I think just the same thing with, you don't want them to cross thread. So we got all this hand tight and a little bit more. Now we're going to connect these back, which is just slipping them on until they click in the right order. And again, Mazda has such great build quality. They totally, everything is just laid out beautifully in this engine to me. So the third one, I mean, there's no mistake when you put them back. I love the Japanese build quality. So put it over the holes, which is amazing to me that it has. Oh, okay, so that's what this little hole right here is. There's like a little thing that goes in. This little thing, piece right here, goes in that hole. So anyway, it amazes me this gets dirty because, so I'm just going to look and line that hole up and line the two middle ones. And it just basically, it snaps down super easy. There's no pushing on it to get it down. And there you go. So hooking the battery back up, I believe that was a 11 millimeter socket. So we did negative off, positive off, and we're going to go in reverse. Put positive on first, make sure it's snugged down, and tighten. Well, Oh, that is not going to work. I think I'm going to have to do that by hand for a little ways. Get it tighter. So once it gets a little tight, and I don't think it has to be super tight, but probably just so it won't come off. Hand tie it again. That down. Put my knife. Ah! That always scares me. I'm not sure why. Pull off here, okay, I guess. So, hey, it works at least. So that's AC on and AC off. Sounds better than it did. Yay!